So I don't tend to stray into the official drip telegram a great deal. It's a little bit emotional over there. It's a little bit unhinged in some ways. But I did pay a very rare trip in there yesterday, and I left a message in there. I'll leave it actually up on the screen. And it was basically just a little bit of a reminder that is the investors that set the price for any project. And if you're in there talking garbage about the project that you're invested in and not bringing anything to the table, then you are indeed a part of the problem. And it's a pretty simple concept, but it seems to be something that's evading a lot of people. You know, code is just code. It does what it's programmed to do. It's the investors and their emotions that set the price of any project, and that includes Bitcoin. As I've said before, if everyone went on there and started talking rubbish about Satoshi and started dumping their bags, what do you think would happen to Bitcoin? Bitcoin is just code. It would tank. So it's important sometimes to go through the basics again and remind people. I feel like the DeFi space is full of so many awesome brains and so many people that are bringing so much to the space. But on the other side, on the flip side, it's also very immature in some ways. DeFi for many is a new concept, and there's a lot of immaturity in the way people are sort of approaching this. I mean, to call like drips or something like that a Ponzi scheme, but at the same time not address that the very currency that you're using, which in most cases is US dollars, has lost like 97% of its value since 1913 when the Federal Reserve opened. And that is like hyperinflating by the day. It's just lost all of its purchasing power. And to touch on something Stunner Breezy said recently, that many of the same people are waiting for these institutional investors and these big money to come into Bitcoin to pump the price up to 100,000 to 1 million. Well, why do you think that would happen? You know, because in other words, you're calling Bitcoin a Ponzi scheme as well. And in some ways, everything is a Ponzi scheme because it needs new money, it needs new investors. Drip is no different to that. But the good thing about Drip is that it has some really good minds working on it. It's still paying 1% per day. It has some awesome minds bringing utility and making and pushing the project towards its biggest potential, which is not the same for most other projects. And this is why I align myself with people that are bringing something to Drip, that are problem solvers, that are solution makers, or just people on YouTube, YouTubers, or people on Telegram, like the Crypto Collective, for example, that are bringing something to the Drip community. They're not sitting on their hands, they're not complaining, they're not fudding in these soy-fueled outrages. They're actually doing something, they're bringing people in, they are bringing utility to Drip, and that's who I personally choose to align myself with. So if you want to align yourself with some more maxis, head over to the Crypto Collective Telegram. I'll leave a link in the description for that. And massive shout out to Dripodigy and Xandergy for bringing me on that. I'm an admin on there now, so I'm super blessed to be involved in the Crypto Collective. And myself and Dripodigy were actually on the Alak Azul show on Saturday night with Danny D, Crypto Lucky and Big Wig. That was an absolutely superb live stream. There was a bit of alpha dropped in that as well. I will leave the link to that live stream in the description as well if you want to check it out. But just to recap it quickly, and they won't mind me talking about it because they did reveal this in the live stream, that Danny D, Alak Azul and Crypto Lucky have got a project that's almost ready to go called Potluck. It's going to be utilizing just Drip, no little offshoot token, no other crappy little token that's sort of meant to help Drip somehow. It utilizes Drip, and it's going to be basically you can set up these games or raffles between however many people you want. It could be 2 people, it could be 100 people. You can set how much you want to put in, and basically, to cut straight to the chase, some of that is going to go to the winner, but then after that around 20% is going to go to the tax vault. Then there's going to be some that goes to the reservoir, there's going to be some that gets burned. It sounds absolutely phenomenal, guys. So I'm mega bullish on that. And with projects like that, on the horizon, on the very near horizon apparently. And drip drop draw, obviously the one that everyone knows about currently, there is a lot to be excited about right now. So massive shout out to Alak Azul, Danny D and Crypto Lucky for inviting me onto that stream with Dripology. So super exciting times in my opinion for drip. So I don't tend to get too involved with FUDDERS, but I am all for free speech, and I think people should have the right to have a good conversation and, you know, keep it pleasant. Let's talk. If we disagree, I've got no issue with that. I'm all for free speech. And someone contacted me on Twitter very confidently the other day. I'm not going to name his name because I'm not going to get all salty about it, but he'd scrolled back all the way through my tweets to 245 days ago for when I posted that I'd bought a bag of 50 drip at $2 or so, and he was basically like, oh, that drip's going to be worth nothing now, and how can you ever out hydrate that? So I took the time out of my day to go over to DripFi and bash out some numbers, and it turns out that the drip that I bought 245 days ago at $2, 50 of them, I now have 500 or over 500 at a 1% per day compound. So if you look at that 500 times by the current price of around 19 cents, I'm actually currently breaking even pretty much on that 50 drip that I bought 245 days ago. And what I was trying to explain to him was that the majority of my drip has been bought at much lower prices than that. I've really gone in quite heavy at sort of under 40 cents, under 30 cents, and even now under 20 cents, even heavier. So how do you think I'm doing on those bags? And obviously, instead of looking at the maths and accepting that I was right, it kind of turned into a bit of a soy-fueled outrage or whatever, and he wouldn't admit it. So I kind of blocked him. It was nothing personal, and I don't block people unless things get a bit embarrassing and things get a little bit annoying. So it was nothing personal, but that's kind of how I have to deal with things, really. So, but obviously, if he's thinking that, then maybe a lot of these other FUDDERS are thinking that as well, and they're not understanding the power of 1% per day compound interest. So that's why I put these little messages into these groups sometimes, just as a little reminder of, you know, kind of know what you hold. Don't just, if you're invested in something, by talking bad about it and not really knowing what you're talking about, you're damaging the project. You're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And it's really super important that for a project to succeed, that people want to be part of the solution. And that is why I align myself with people like Dripology and Crypto Lucky, Danny D, Alak Azul, the Crypto Collective, because these are people that are looking for solutions. These are people that are bringing something positive to the drip network. So there's so much coming for drip. I'm super excited. I'm loving my time out here in Mexico. I've got a few more months out here yet, and there's so much coming with drip drop draw, with potluck, as I mentioned before, with drip 21, see scratchies, Animal Farm V3, you know. So show me another project that's even worth talking about in DeFi. Show me one, I'll gladly look at it. But I think that's why everyone is still hanging around drip, even if they're fudding it. They've just got nowhere else to go. They maybe don't understand drip fully, and there's just nothing else even worth talking about. So drip is the number one thing in DeFi. It remains that way. It's paying 1% per day every single day. I bought another nice bag of drip at 19 cents last night, another couple of hundred. I'm just waiting and monitoring the price. I just see these prices as a real blessing. So I've kept some money on the side while I'm out here. And I will be putting little chunks in as we go forward. I'm always happy when I wake up to see the price around 19 cents, because I will continue to buy it. But I feel like now that I'm in a decent position, as well as I could be, for when drip draw releases and that supply starts to get eaten up a little bit. So very excited for what the future holds in drip, and I'm super blessed to be surrounded by some awesome people in the community, to be getting invited onto live streams and to be getting tagged in Twitter. by some really cool people. So I do appreciate everyone who's supporting the channel so far, everyone who's liking and subscribing and leaving comments. It does mean the world to me. If you're watching this and you like the content and you haven't subscribed, then you know what to do. I want you to rock bottom that subscribe button and leave me some love in the comments, and I will love you long time, rest assured. So as you can see, the sun is shining here in Mexico City. I've got a pretty busy day ahead. I had a really good weekend. We had the live stream on Saturday. We stayed around for a Zoom chat afterwards. It's me, Drapodigy, Danny D and Big Wig. We jumped on the Zoom, watched the last couple of UFC fights. Awesome fights, by the way. Really, really good. And I'm certainly not a betting man whatsoever. I'm way too studious for betting in general. But I did have an old account that sort of had like £10 in it, like a Bet365 account or something. So I just stuck it on Volkanovski to win round 3 via punches. I think it was like 14-1. So that was a decent little winner, and that's obviously going straight into drip at these prices. The FUD police are out. So that was great. Saturday night was great. Had a great time on the live stream. And Sunday, me and Mrs. Millions, we went to a different part of Mexico City. Really, really cool part. There was loads of stuff to do there. Loads of places to eat and drink, and did some shopping and whatever. Ate fajitas, went to get some frozen yogurt. It was lovely. It was a really, really nice day actually. And today, I've got a little bit of a busy day ahead today. I'm just obviously doing this walk and talk with you guys right now, which I love doing. Gets me out, gets me some vitamin D. And I'm going to hit a pre-workout after this, head straight to the gym, have a full body workout, come home, get showered, and we've got a little bit more shopping to do today, and a few other bits and pieces. And hopefully this afternoon, if the sun's still out, I'll be able to get up on the roof garden, catch up on some YouTube videos on my watch later list, read a bit of my book, treat myself to a iced coffee or something. That would be nice. And see out the afternoon like that. So it's going to be an awesome day. It's going to be a bullish day, and just blessed to be part of the drip community. I'm blessed to be able to make these videos and network with some pretty awesome people. So today's going to be a great day, guys. Whatever you're doing, day or night, I hope you're having a good one. And stay blessed, stay hydrated, and I'll see you all in the next video.